Alright everyone, welcome back to another video. So today I will be talking about how to do email marketing for your SaaS. Okay, so generally there are three types of email strategies that you can use for your SaaS. First one is cold email. I'm sure everyone knows what this is, but this is basically when you send an email to someone who hasn't signed up for the email. Okay, a lot of people think this is a bit spammy and to be honest it kind of is, but it's a common method that a lot of SaaS people use, SaaS founders use because I mean it does work to some extent, but to many it can obviously come across as spam. So you just want to be careful how you use this. The second method is nurture emails. This is basically for people that have signed up to your email list. What you can do with nurture emails is you can consistently send them things like case studies, webinars, reviews, that type of thing. This will basically get them to build more trust and eventually push them towards becoming, a SaaS customer or a client. Okay, and finally, the last one is very similar to the second one. To be honest, the promotional emails is very similar to nurture emails. I would say the only difference is that nurture emails is focused on less so promoting. It's more so about building trust and giving useful information, things like guides, webinars, blogs, that type of thing. Whereas promotional emails is kind of like, 10% offer, or we have a new offer on discount, that type of thing. Okay. So let's cover cold emails. So the way cold email works is firstly you would identify suitable leads. So you would identify suitable people for your SaaS. Let's say it's a payment software. You would identify people that need payment software, okay? And then you would send personalized emails to this list of people. So the way this works is essentially, let's say your target audience is SaaS for project managers. So let's use Monday.com as an example. It's a very popular SaaS tool that a lot of businesses use. And let's say you want to identify the type of clients that would need to use CRMs to manage their entire business. So what you would do, I mean, I would assume that people that want to manage the business would be people that are project managers, operations managers, managing directors, etc. Right? So people that are managers. So what you would do is you would scrape LinkedIn for project manager email leads, or not even project manager, but just manager email leads. And you can do this by using tools such as Snove.io, Hunter.io, etc. There's a lot of tools that can do that. And then you would verify these emails would never bounce. You want to make sure that, by the way, that your email was actually set up properly, and that you know if you have a very poor email rating, then you'll get classed as spam, and you'll just go straight to the junk folder, or in many cases, you won't even get delivered. So it's very important that your email is set up properly, your email domain is set up properly before you even think about doing anything like this. But just a side note, make sure your email was set up properly. Then you want to verify that these emails that you're sending to are properly verified, because if you are constantly sending emails to unverified email leads, then it will actually lower your email score. So you want to keep your email score as high as possible. And then basic point is scrape leads, verify them, make sure they're verified. And then you want to also personalize each email. Personalize it for their name and their company, and that will really help to improve the click-through rates. Basically, that will help to improve people opening the emails and actually being inclined to learn more about your SaaS. And it also helps with your deliverability if it's very personalized as well. And then finally, you want to use something like instantly.ai or Lemlist to basically schedule the emails. So Lemlist or Instantly AI lets you schedule the times you want to send the emails. It lets you personalize it pretty easily, and it gives you like a template you can use for all the different leads. So those are great tools to use if you want to use cold email. From my experience, I don't think most actual established SaaS companies even use cold email. Like for example, HubSpot or what else? Zero, Zoho. These obviously huge SaaS companies. They don't use cold email at all. So I think cold email is really honestly more suited for people that are kind of, I guess, starting out their SaaS, not really people that have built like a huge brand. But that's just my opinion. When it comes to emails, you also want to make sure that you follow the regulations. So you want to provide them an opt-out option, and you also don't want to use deceptive subject lines because then you'll get classed as spam. Now, nurture emails, when it comes to nurture emails, the way this works is that firstly, the lead would sign up. And I'll cover this more in later slides, but the way that they sign up is that you usually provide them some sort of incentive. So it might be something like a webinar or something like a case study that they can access. But the point is to get their emails and the name, their contact information, and so that they can get added to the email list. Now, once they've been added to the email list, they're eligible to receive nurture emails. So this is where you can send them, a consistent sequence of emails, and eventually the point of this is to send them a list of emails in hopes that eventually they'll book a sales call, and then that's where you can convert them into an actual client. So here's an example from a very big popular company called HubSpot, and it's basically a guide on how they can use Instagram for their business. Now this is completely free, right? This is a free guide, but when they choose to download this, they have to give out their email address and their phone number and other details like that. So then they can keep receiving, obviously useful information like this. And then once they have enough useful information and they think that, they find value in that information, then they may look at doing things like booking a sales call or even just receiving other promotions, right? So how do the leads sign up? Or there's a lot of options. You can offer things like free guides, such as a guide to manage your business costs. This is based on the project management example. Another example could be something like a webinar. So maybe it's like get access to our webinar, how to improve your project management. Or maybe it's a case study. So how our SaaS has helped, you know, some company name improve their operations. So you might be wondering, okay, so I want to get leads to sign up, but how do I even get traffic to that asset? How do I get people to see this free PDF guide or this free webinar or this case study? How do I even get traffic? Well, there's many ways you can do this. Some ways include paid advertising. That's a very common method. Paid advertising is one method. Another method is social media, and another method is SEO. Now, all these top three methods I've mentioned, they take either a lot of time or they take a lot of money. So the first three methods, you either have to build your own traffic, or the fourth option is you partner with people who have already built their traffic. So people that are already established, like I guess you could consider certain video channels, online influencers, even established blogs, new email newsletters. You can partner. So basically, the point is you can either build your own traffic or you can borrow someone else's. Either way, you have to pay. If you want to obviously be sponsored by someone else for a newsletter, you have to. They usually have to accept a fee in order to do that. So either way, you have to pay. It's really, I can't really say which one would work best. Maybe you find that there's an email newsletter that receives tremendous conversion rates and it's relatively inexpensive, then you might choose that. Whereas if you see good results with SEO, then you might continue to use SEO. So it really depends. Obviously, it depends on your target audience as well, and there's a lot of factors that go into it. So obviously, if you have any questions about this, you can always leave a comment or just send me a direct message. But yeah, there's a lot of factors when it comes to choosing the actual proper type of traffic that you would want to use for your SaaS. So yeah, it's also a good idea to test a bit of everything. You don't want to just try social media and then if it doesn't work, give up. You want to try other things. Paid advertising might be more effective. Maybe it's SEO, so it's a good idea to try different things. And finally, the last category is promotional email. So this is usually aimed at already subscribed existing customers or strong prospects. So how this works is you would segment and group email subscribers based on their behavior, right? So let's say that you have a group of people on your email list that have been consistently opening the emails and consistently clicking the links. You can track this in the email software, obviously, so you can see that they've been consistently, opening the emails, clicking the links. That means that they're very interested, right? Compare this to someone who isn't even opening their emails, isn't even clicking on the links, who doesn't even open the emails at all. obviously the person who's opening the emails and clicking the links is much more interested, right? So what you can do is you can send the promotions. For example, for the interested group, you can send them like something like 10% off on our SaaS, right? For people that are already existing customers, you can send them referral programs. Like, for example, something like they get a free 3 months off their plan if they refer to someone else, right? Because usually most SaaS is based on like a plan basis, like a monthly plan, or they have yearly plans. So what you can do is you can offer them incentives like that. Maybe they get like 20% off the next month, or maybe they get like extra free 2 months, for example, right? Just as an example, right? And then you can also the last method is you can boost retention by sending this email to people that have recently unsubscribed. So let's say someone is using the plan, they've used your SaaS plan for about 3 months, and then they decided to unsubscribe. They decided after 3 months that they want to stop using the plan. So what you can do is you can offer them another promotion like 10% off if they resubscribe. So that's also another option. These are just some examples that you can use for promotions. So yeah, promotional emails are obviously all about pushing sales to interested prospects, but it's also about marketing to similar like-minded customers through referrals. And I think this is a very strong method because most people that are I guess the way you would think about it is that most people are kind of similar and they hang out in similar groups. So if your SaaS is targeted towards project managers, it's very it's very likely that they know other people that are project managers, either in their network or in their friend groups. So having this referral method is very very strong in and the reason for that is because they're more likely to know people that are other project managers, and they're more likely to refer them. And if they're already a customer of yours, that means that they obviously like the product. That means they're already looking to. It's much more easier to get them to send a referral, right? So I think the second method, referral emails, is very very strong. And then obviously I mentioned the final method. It's retaining customers. It's just for people that have recently unsubscribed. It's just to get them to stay longer and continue using the software, the SaaS. And even if they haven't unsubscribed, you can still send them promotions that can still boost their how long they choose to stay. But yeah, obviously it would work better if they recently unsubscribed. But yeah. So anyway, that wraps up this I guess this whole email strategy for SaaS. If you have any questions, obviously you can always leave a comment or send me a message.